Council.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Pass the sticks to the Nebraska Esports Squad as they take you on a journey through the wonderful world of video games. Right here on Big Red Esports on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, it's only been about a week this time. Which,
yeah, only a week break.
It's the normal break time.
Yeah, see, that's the normal. It's a
schedule.
weekly show. Big Red Esports. Jaden's in here. I'm Ben, running the board. Jaden, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just to give a little bit of an intro, I'm Jaden. I'm the Call of Duty team manager for the Nebraska Esports Club up at the university just down the street. And I am also the treasurer. I do a lot of the shoutcasting over there, which is commentating.
I've always wanted to shoutcast, man.
It's a great time. I gotta say, like it when you're doing it, you just let it fly. It would have
to be a game that I know to do it. Like I wouldn't be able to do I play Call of Duty, but like I don't know enough about Call of Duty or like any of the PC games. But like, oh my god, like Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, Overwatch. I could any of those, even Apex. I would have that'd be so much fun.
So I do a lot of that, but then I'm also a player. So
for Call of Duty, right?
For Call of Duty. So I do quite a bit for the club, and I wanted to also pick this up and do this. So here I am. So what we kind of do on this show is we'll answer your questions. If you have any questions about esports, it's a new thing, and I'm very open to talking about it with people and helping people kind of understand it, especially in Nebraska and the Midwest. It's a newer thing, especially with high school and collegiate. So if you guys have any questions, hit up the text line
402-464-5685.
Hit up that or drop a comment if you're on Twitch, YouTube. I believe this is on Twitter as well.
YouTube, Facebook.
So this is everywhere. Just if you have a question about esports or just like a question for me in general, feel free to just hit the line, and I'm happy to answer that at any point. You can interrupt me if I go on a rant. You can just say, "This guy, he really has this question."
Jane likes to talk sometimes.
Oh, I do,
especially when he gets passionate. So sometimes I'll have to cut him off, but it's for the good of the show. We got to get the comments and questions in. So we love it when you tune into the show and you want to be a part of the show. So don't be afraid to text. Please text us. We like it when you text us. It gives us something to talk about.
And it's also kind of my goal with this whole thing is to help people kind of understand, especially
because it's a new world.
I mean, on sports radio, this isn't something that's really talked about a whole lot, is esports.
But it's a sport.
It is.
It is.
There's so much that goes into it, especially from a mental perspective. It
is.
To save a very long and tired rant. Very happy to answer questions. It's the whole goal of the show for me. But the other goal is to keep you guys informed on games and current competitive leagues and stuff like that. So I'm going to start out by saying there's this new thing called the Esports World Cup
World Cup.
And it's the Esports World Cup was announced a few months ago, and since it's kind of announced new games that are coming, and it's a little over a month of tournaments that last for about a weekend or so.
Mm-hmm.
And they just announced Call of Duty as part of it, but there's PUBG
Okay.
Mobile, League of Legends. I
Mhm.
think Teamfight Tactics is a part of it.
Ooh.
Overwatch is a part of it, and it's this invitational with an
Awesome.
open group stage sort of tournament. So then teams around the globe for these games compete at a little bit better of a stage, because sometimes the pro leagues, for example, Call of Duty League, and up until last year, the Overwatch League, they were franchised. So a lot of those pro players had like a staple place where they were established players before, and they just got to kind of get new contracts because of what people had seen them do before. And
Okay.
nobody kind of had or it was really difficult to get into the league, because there's so many pros at the top.
Okay.
So this is a good way to see some new players from around the globe, especially in games like Call of Duty, where it's so North American dominated.
Mm-hmm.
And there's maybe you can count them on your hand the amount of players from Europe, and there's one player from Australia.
Interesting.
So I mean, it's a really diluted NA title, but they just announced it as a World Cup game for that, and that'll take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So it's in an interesting spot relatively to where Call of Duty is, but because it's the World Cup, it makes a little bit more sense. Not everybody's going to want to fly to the United States when everybody else is on the same general landmass.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, Call of Duty is kind of an outlier when it comes to being more NA dominated, because I feel like that's not the case with a lot of games.
Yeah. So Call of Duty is probably one of the few games that you could definitely say like North America runs this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's partially because of the way that the whole thing is formatted. It's a franchise league, and because all of the teams up until, all but two of the teams up until a couple of years ago, where they transferred over to the United States, the main challenge there being like visas and stuff like that, because the local tournaments were all in North America. So now all the teams are based in North America simply because of latency and all that. But all of the best players, besides a handful, have come from North America. It's a drastic outlier, especially when you consider games like CS or Valorant or Overwatch.
And we're gonna get to Valorant.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We're getting there.
I told as soon as Jaden came in, I was like, I have something we're gonna talk about, and he didn't seem too excited about it, but he's gonna be.
I can talk about it. It's just not my game, But anyway, so it's one of those things where we don't fully know the details yet, because they just announced that it was happening, and there's a lot of questions of what are the teams going to look like? Is it because we've had rumors that there are that all of the CDL teams, which is the Call of Duty League, all of those teams are being invited. But we've also had rumors that they're only inviting 4 of the teams from North America.
Interesting.
Which completely eliminates all the other 8 and leaves out some, if the theories are right on which 4 it'd be, it leaves out some very important players to the scene that that the community would want to see there, such as Clayster or like fellow TJ Haley from Carolina, and then Vickle and the entire Heretics squad, which is basically, it's a Spanish team. Heretics is a very Spanish org, and they want Spanish players in the league, so they'd probably be one of the few to get an invite, because they are Spaniards playing in the United States. It's an interesting situation we don't know the answers to yet. But if all 12 teams are invited, I'm sure all of them are going to go, whether they can really afford it or not, because this is one of those things where you have to go.
Yeah.
You have to go, otherwise you will look really bad.
Yeah, that makes sense. Any other updates with Nebraska Esports?
So going on right about now, it's 12:08. Yeah. So our Rocket League team is playing in a new tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they picked up another. So
Nice.
it's the summer series for College Cardball Association, the
Nice.
CCA, and that was what I was mentioning last time, where I was like, we don't know if this is coming back, or we didn't know until just before that show if it was coming back. And so their qualifier stage begins now, and they run through a tournament, and that'll last a couple weeks if they win these first couple games. And yeah, so they're just starting right about now. Unfortunately, there's nowhere for them to stream because there's so many different games going on, and we don't have anybody available right now, especially where I'm here on the show, and nobody else from production is available at this time. We don't have a stream for it, but I will be keeping us all updated on socials after this show.
That sucks.
So yeah, it does suck, but I'll keep you guys updated on the Twitter, the Nebraska Esports Twitter.
And there'll probably be a VOD after. Yes.
Well, I mean, technically, because you can record in game, but the problem is we won't have a VOD to show people.
Okay.
Because there's no stream. We don't have it. We don't have the ability to stream it right now. Which is really unfortunate because this team has been so successful, and it's been getting us a lot of support, and it's gotten a lot of support from people, and people seem really invested. So it was just one of those things where nobody's
stuff happens.
Yeah, there's just so many teams that the casters for the league are all over the place, and they can't cover everybody.
Yeah.
But as the day goes on, I'm sure we'll get picked up at some point. I'm keeping in touch with the Rocket League guy, so we're getting that all sorted.
Sounds
and
good.
hopefully there'll be something that I can say, hey guys, watch this, come in and spam this poor caster's chat with Go Big Red for the next hour and a half.
Yeah. They'll eventually get the idea and pick it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it can't be left unmentioned that this team, even though it's in its first year as this roster, in its first year in the league that it was in, it set a viewership record because of the support of Husker Nation. Yeah. I mean, just tuning, like Husker Nation being able to tune in gave us a viewership record in a league we had never played in before, which is awesome to me. Yeah, it's crazy. And it really shows the impact of the Husker community.
See, I'm telling you, Husker community, they will follow anything that is having success. It could be the Husker chess club. And,
I'm sure.
Chess, and if they were the
chess
best,
goes crazy though.
But if I'm saying they were streaming chess, chess is not the most fun thing to watch. I love playing chess. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying to watch someone play chess, it's sometimes like watching paint dry. But
I mean, sure, yeah. If it's not a timed match, yeah.
But I'm telling you, they would support it if it was the Nebraska chess team and they were having this much success.
I mean, but that's a good thing.
No, I know that's
an
great. That's what I'm
amazing
saying.
thing. Yeah,
Nebraska. I know this is a compliment. I'm saying they would support anything, and I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it gives us a huge opportunity.
Yeah,
as a club, and hopefully we can. I want to keep building on this success and building on this support, because honestly, this state is so unconsidered when it comes to esports, and yet it has especially at the university, we have every resource and capability to be a premier esports place. And with the high school scene and how our club is kind of connecting to the high school scene right now, and other colleges in the state too, it's creating. The best way I would say it is, if you know the history of volleyball in Nebraska, where it all started with high schools and just an insane commitment to volleyball, it's pretty much becoming the same thing in my mind as a historian directing parallels. If esports is something that anybody can get into, it's so easy to.
There's not a physical.
Yeah, there's no entry barrier.
Yeah.
Besides maybe entry fees for a tournament when you get to a certain point, but you can hop on League of Legends, you can hop on Valorant, and a lot of these games now are free to play.
Oh,
so there's not even a purchase. So I mean, especially with games like X Defiant or Warzone, where they're free.
I forgot about X Defiant.
I know.
Do you guys have an X Defiant team?
I play it, and we might be having a team if there's a league in
Interesting.
fall. If there's a league in fall,
Interesting.
we have a few people in mind.
Because that's an Ubisoft game, right?
Oh, that's an Ubisoft game, but it's free to play, which
It's
is
free.
crazy, and it's really well done.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've only heard stuff. I've never played it, but
Yeah.
like I feel I've heard good things about it.
Yeah,
though.
if you took like the momentum of Black Ops 3 movement without the jetpack, and then made it feel like old COD with a little bit of the Ubisoft feel,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it is.
Interesting.
With some
Interesting.
abilities and stuff like that to
I feel
kind of
like-
spice it up.
yeah, I
but
feel
it's really fun gunplay.
And I feel like Ubisoft is kind of banking. You know, Rainbow Six Siege has been getting pretty popular because
Well, yeah.
everything that's going on with that. So
Yeah.
it's probably banking a little bit on that. You know, Ubisoft,
Well,
the title.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
I don't.
It's not even. It's not. Well, the
I don't
thing
feel
that
like it was
see,
that. I feel I've only started hearing a lot about it like recently.
well, because it just came out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the main driver for it was Call of Duty Kids.
Hmm.
That's been the main thing because it was developed with a COD Pro. Apathy is one of the lead developers and a person that they consulted a lot to say, how do we make a good arcade shooter? And so Apathy, being a COD world champion, you know, was a huge influence there. But it was much more Call of Duty influenced than anything else. And I see a lot more.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Well, not even that, but just a lot of Call of Duty kids are playing X Defiant, and I don't see R6 because it is an arcade shooter, not in any way a tactical shooter. There's no
difference.
Yeah, there is no similarity outside of the. I mean, it's more Far Cry feeling than it is Rainbow feeling in gunplay.
Interesting.
And those are, I mean, you know, those are entirely different. The only thing that's even remotely close is the crazy visual recoil.
Yeah.
That's the only difference or the only similarity between those two feels. And that's kind of where I would put it is like, it leans more toward Far Cry mixed with Call of Duty than it does with Call of Duty mixed with Rainbow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a similar game to Rainbow. I just was like, you know, Ubisoft, like, I feel like I know Ubisoft has some like popular games, but I feel like Rainbow has been like the most popular game that Ubisoft has had in a while. So that's just why I didn't know if they were like, you know, they've had a lot of success with Rainbow and now they brought out a new game, X Defiant, and now that's kind of starting to take off. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's
because I mean they've had other good games.
Oh, they have. I mean, I think,
but like
saying. I don't know if Rainbow is their most popular title ever.
I feel like it is.
Well, but that I don't because Far Cry. Look at the hold that Far Cry has had for a way longer time. You could take if you took all of Tom Clancy's Rainbow. I just don't. I don't see that parallel.
Bro,
Far
it's
Cry
10 years. Rainbow's been around for 10 years.
Well, just this Rainbow, just this one. Like Rainbow Six Siege was basically nailing the coffin for the franchise because if this one isn't going, they said this is their commitment, right? They want this to be a long-lasting esport title. But with and as I am the esports guy, I should be saying like Rainbow is like the title for them.
I really feel like it is, but I get Far Cry definitely.
There's so many. Like you forget how many titles Ubisoft has until you really look at their catalog or you look at their launcher. But they have so many popular titles and a lot of them they've just stopped doing or like they incorporate into Rainbow in a cutscene, right? Because it's all interconnected.
Yeah.
I'd almost say
I'm looking up some Ubisoft games.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Assassin's Creed, that's Ubisoft, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's what I mean though. Like
Assassin's Creed
esport title is a huge one, but I don't think it's their biggest.
Avatar, Skull and Bones.
That one did okay.
Assassin's Creed, Just Dance 2024.
Hey, Just Dance might be their biggest title ever. I'm gonna be honest. That might be it.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Wait, they have Mario? What?
Ubisoft Mario?
I'm confused. That is not right.
That cannot be right.
No, I literally just went to Ubisoft and started looking up games.
Yeah, I would
list of Ubisoft. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, all right. Here it is. Okay. I'm getting it now. Ubisoft games 2020 present. Yeah, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Far Cry 6.
Yeah. I
Extraction. I kind of forgot about Extraction. This is just like recent games. I could go back and
yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't
why
matter
am I
about
seeing?
specific titles.
I know. I
What's
don't know
up?
why I'm seeing so much Just Dance. What's going on with that?
Because it's a yearly title and it's pretty fun. I don't know. I mean, okay. Here's my take on Rainbow as an Ubisoft title and its size. I think we're giving way too much credit to recency bias with Rainbow Six.
Maybe.
You go back 2 years, is anybody talking about Rainbow
No.
outside of Rainbow has dropped the ball again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
No, it was dying
before Jinxie did anything, and this is all Jinxie.
Oh yeah,
and it like that's what saved it.
Oh yeah, because it's like when I last looked, it's like on, and this is this console. I don't know PC numbers, but like on Xbox, it's the 4th most played Xbox thing right now.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
Somehow Fortnite's number 1. Don't even know how anymore.
Well, I mean, because we forget how many kids there are.
Yeah, true.
We really forget it. And I think that's because you go back and say, when we were that age, right?
Yeah.
When we were just playing whatever was on the console, whatever was popular at the time, that contributed to the numbers, but we weren't talking about it on Twitter or Instagram or anything. Yeah. And while those things weren't as big as they are now, though people back then were even saying the same stuff we're talking about, like, I don't know why people are still playing Fortnite. Like, it's the same loop.
Yeah,
you know, it's just a funny generational loop that I see.
No, it is, but no, I agree. No, there is some recency bias with Rainbow, but I'm just like with Ubisoft. I don't know. Maybe it is Far Cry. I'm saying like right now, I feel like I feel like Rainbow is definitely Ubisoft's most
right now. Yeah,
popular.
All time, it'd probably be Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that's
all time Assassin's Creed.
I feel like it's definitely Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and then probably Rainbow.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get into your topic.
Well, I was gonna wait till next break to do that. Next segment.
Okay. Next segment.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll wait next segment.
How long do we have until segment?
We have a few more minutes.
Okay. So I don't know how into old school esports you are, but I have a little bit of hope, a gleam of hope for some old school esports moments coming up in the next year. Really? So the Xbox showcase ended with Gears of War E-Day.
Okay.
Do you think we see a resurgence in Gears of War? I don't know why I did that. I apologize. You think we see a resurgence in Gears of War esports? I've already seen a lot of people returning to Gears of War online just to play it.
Interesting. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. The best thing about video games is like a game could just like be dead for like years, I feel like. But like all it takes is like one publicity thing.
It takes one moment to bring back a whole franchise.
That's what I'm saying. Like with Rainbow, it took one streamer.
Yeah.
With I mean, that's just always the first example comes off my mind. I mean, then with this, I mean, just there's just it just takes one thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that one thing was a person probably 4 years ago going, "Hey, let's do another Gears of War game."
Yeah.
And I mean, and then they ran with it, and now it's a prequel game. I think it could be a good esports title, but I don't know, the longevity of it is the sad thing.
Yeah,
because Metal Gear Esports. Now I keep doing it. Gears of War esports is not exactly the most prominent. I don't think it's existent right now. But I could imagine. Well, I mean, even then. Gears of War ran on MLG, like game battles and stuff like that. And that's gone now. Game battles ended in January, which was the main place to have amateur players kind of challenge each other for cash. I miss it a lot because I've been kind of thinking, I could go for $5 right about now, just slide it out there, throw up a search and destroy. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it is like that is my favorite thing about video games though. It's like even games that are dead, like it's still so much fun to go back and just play like a game that used to play like years ago.
Oh yeah.
Just to see how much, just to feel how much different it is. One last question I want to ask before we go to break.
Sure.
Being a Call of Duty player, I know this might put us in a rabbit hole, so maybe I should save it for next segment. But I feel like Call of Duty, it's not losing steam, but like It's not like what I feel like it's not as popular as what it used to be.
It's not.
So talking about resurgence in games, what do you feel like could kind of reinstate and like put energy into the Call of Duty fan base and the games?
This is going to be wild to say, but I think right now the community, I say the community, I think the games competitive scene is growing and thriving in excitement.
Mm-hmm.
The casual scene is kind
that's
of
what I'm saying. That's what I get. Yeah,
flat. It's not like flatline bottom, but it's at a plateau.
It is because like
yeah.
Call of Duty was like the biggest game.
Oh
for
yeah,
years
you
and
can't,
years.
You can't maintain that, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
but if this next game is doing what it's doing right now, what they're saying it's going to do, what they're saying it's going to do, and if they hold true to that, we could see a huge resurgence in casual play, which would, I mean, eventually lead to a lot more players.
Because I mean, that's because casual play is, I mean, yes, you want to be a great competitive game, you know, with games like Call of Duty, Rainbow, Overwatch, stuff like that. But like the casual player is, I feel like, what makes those games money and those companies money. I feel like, like, am I? Because I feel like that's what makes people money.
Yeah, I think. And this is definitely going down a rabbit hole, but I'm gonna do this real quick, and then we can send this break. But if you're gonna quote me on anything from this, quote me on this. FPS games put themselves into a rabbit hole that they can't dig themselves out of by giving players skill-based matchmaking. Because now, when there's no skill-based matchmaking, they've been deceived to think that they're really good. Because they keep getting close matches. Every time. And they're always doing well, or they're doing decently, except for a couple bad games. But then now, when there's no skill-based matchmaking, like people have been begging for forever, some of those people don't understand how bad they actually were, or how they think they're better than they are. And then they get a reality check. So we've kind of gotten ourselves into a bit of a pitfall when we come to casual play, because we've made casual play competitive, and then you take away what made it competitive, and it's killing player bases. Like X Defiant had a huge drop off because people realized they weren't as good as they thought they were, and they couldn't really handle, you know, playing chill and just losing a couple maps. So
that's an interesting point. That's so like, because I feel like the ranking system is great for casual play. Like, you have to have that for casual play. You can't be putting someone that, you know, like, because there's people that won't touch a game and then they'll come back a month later and they haven't played. And you can't put them against, you know, top champs and top players. Like, that's not going to be fun for the casual player. You got to put the casual player.
But that's the thing. You're not guaranteed to go against. Or are you saying like in favor of skill based or against? In favor of?
I think skill based matchmaking
in casual play.
I feel like that's what makes. So if you are a casual player, you're going to be put up, and you're not as good, and you're just playing for fun. You're playing with people that are actually skilled, because it's not fun to just.
Well, here's the flaw in that. When a casual player is gone, plays a different game, say plays League or something completely different, not on controller, comes back, their skill was here. The game thinks their skill is still here, but it's actually here, and they're still playing players here. When you have a no skill-based matchmaking, when you have a no skill-based matchmaking, it's 50-50 if they're better than you. And that's every game. Doesn't matter if they've taken a break off or not, because it's most of the time going to give you matches that you do well, and then some that you get stomped. And that's fine. But you're going to have those good matches more often than you would if you're when you're in the skill-based matchmaking, because those skill-based matchmaking games are supposed to make it as 50-50 even, and they decide when you win or lose. Halo does it. Call of Duty does it. They all do it where they know
they have
your
numbers,
general skill rating, and they say you're going to be put with these lower tier players, or you're going to be put with equal tier. And if you're put with equal tier, you're probably going to win. So we're not going to do that 2 out of 3 games.
No, Overwatch does that, and they now show they show you were favored for this game, so you don't gain as much, or you were not favored for this.
Well, but that's in ranked.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, for ranking system and matchmaking, there's got to be over time, if you haven't played for a month.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they added this in Rainbow where your rank deteriorates after time.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's ranked. I'm talking pure
matchmaking.
Pure
that's what I'm saying.
Quick play.
It's got to be the same thing.
Casual. I don't. There should not be a rating in casual play. That should be where you find for yourself your general skill level and allow yourself to improve instead of being shown the same exact thing every single time, put into a hard lock where you can't get out after a certain amount of games.
So, I mean, because does Fortnite even do that? And battle royales?
What, skill rate?
Yeah. For this.
I think so. I think they have skill based. Maybe not. I just don't know.
This is what I'm saying. I don't either. And
I just
battle
don't.
royales.
Well, yeah. And I'm 99% of the matches are bots now anyway.
True.
So
that's why I don't play that game anymore.
Yeah.
Well, we got to throw it to break. We went a little bit longer than I was going to, but we're going to have 10 minutes on this last segment on the second segment, and then we're going to throw it over to College World Series, but we'll still be going on the stream. So we're still going to have 3 segments, but
all right, cool.
This second segment will be our last one on the radio. If you want to catch the end of the show, you have to go on the streams or the Ticket app. But with that, we're going to throw it to break. You're listening to Big Red Esports right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefits package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association. In partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Blecker and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Big Red Esports on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Big Red Esports right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We had a text during the last segment from No Longer Notorious B.I.B. He said, I bet Terrell Farley is playing COD right now. He probably is.
Yeah.
And you're a COD player.
Oh, I am a COD player, yeah. So I have this interesting idea that just kind of popped up.
And this popped up during break.
Yeah. So clip this.
I'm quipping.
Terrell Farley, hi. I'm Jaden Schilke. I'm the Call of Duty game manager at Nebraska Esports over at the university over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I formally challenge you to a 1v1.
Yeah.
In Call of Duty.
Farley says he's got some skills in Call of Duty.
Yeah. And I've heard it from Amon too. So I'm willing to, I want to see it. I want to see it.
All right,
and I would love to 1v1. So
right, yeah, and you can't, Terrell, you can't back down from this. I don't care. He may be on the esports team, and this is like all he plays, but you can't back down. You can't back down.
Yeah,
you can't back down from the challenge, Terrell. I'm posting this on Twitter. I'm gonna see. He's got a comment.
Yeah,
he's got a comment. He's gonna do it.
I hope so.
Anyways,
it'll be a fun time.
So we have only a few more minutes before we have to throw it to break again so we can get College World Series on the radio and on the airwaves. Again, we're going to be on the stream if you still want to listen to us. But until then, this is what I wanted to bring it up. Okay. Valorant to console. Valorant is coming to console. The beta started yesterday, Friday.
Yeah.
The first, I wanted an invite to it because I'm a console player. I got the email. I got the code. I played it for the first time last night. It felt pretty good.
That's good. That's nice.
I think they did a pretty good job with the game. Now, the whole discussion of should it be on console, I'll let you get into that.
Sure.
But I love it because I've wanted to play Valorant for years, but I don't have a PC. Yeah. I've only had an Xbox. So I love that it's on console now. And I think it'll be a fun game on console. It's still going to be a PC dominant game.
Oh,
but
definitely.
Well, why not on an Xbox? And PS4?
Yeah. So I think it's a good thing, especially for the casual scene. I don't think this has any real impact in terms of competitive, and it's not supposed to.
No,
that's not the intent at all.
They're trying to go to a player base. They're trying to reach a player base, and also they're trying to make some money.
Well, I mean,
and I bet they're gonna make some.
They're gonna make some money. But the whole thing with console play, especially in esports titles like Valorant or CS:GO, is you're just appealing to a new audience entirely. This isn't meant for competitive at all. And on top of that, now we have kind of some news. I saw it on Twitter. People were getting banned for using keyboard mouse on console as well. So this is purely meant to be a console, controller title. And I love that. And
As
I
it
love
should
that they
be.
enforced it with like a permaban
Yeah.
for that account. That's huge.
Okay.
And there's no crossplay, so there's no interaction. It's
No.
it's controller on controller only.
And that's every game on. See, this is the thing. I love that because there's games like Rainbow or like Fortnite. Well, Fortnite's a little different, but
Yeah.
like Rainbow's gonna be the game I do because that's the one that annoys me with the most. Is what mouse and keyboard players, they have a competitive advantage when it comes to mechanics.
Oh yeah.
Because there is a higher skill ceiling with mouse and keyboard than controller. It is easier to aim with your arm and your hand than thumbs.
You get full range
You
motion.
have full range, okay? Not saying that everyone should go to mouse and keyboard because you'll be a better player, because not everybody is better on mouse and keyboard than controller. Like it's different.
That's comfortability.
But I'm saying, like, there's some people, and the argument against this is like, well, I want to play mouse and keyboard, but I don't have a PC. Then why did you learn mouse and keyboard if you don't have a PC? This is what I don't get. Like, if you bought an Xbox, why did you buy an Xbox to want to play mouse and keyboard? Like, it makes no sense. And I love that they're enforcing it like this, because games like Rainbow, just they're like, oh, we're just ban you for a day. You'll probably stop. No, the only way you stop these Zim players going on Zim so they can play mouse and keyboard is permabans like this. Sorry, that's my soapbox. That's my soapbox.
Yeah, no, you're right there. Like that's honestly what it is. I think console should only be controller. It's only fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time you have to break the system to even have, mouse and keyboard on there. Like
you have to use external devices that are not meant for that. Like Microsoft doesn't produce for Xbox or Sony for PlayStation. Like, you have to buy a third-party thing.
Well, and you have to break into the system too, because you have to entirely override input interpretation to even do it. So it's
cheating.
Yeah, it is in the purest hardware form we can ever see.
Yeah,
it's not aimbot or anything, but it's still, you're altering the game to benefit your gameplay specifically.
Because
and you're just altering the game state in general.
Yeah, and because you want to play against controller players because it's easier. They're easier lobbies.
Yeah.
I mean, just because mouse and keyboard is a higher skill gap.
Like, well, and what's really interesting too is a lot of competitive PC players for Call of Duty will play ranked on console only to get up in rank, because actually when they jump to PC, they get significantly better, and then they go back to console, and then they just they learn competitive, right? They learn the fundamentals, and then people that have always been on console, save for the 1 to 5% of players, are easier lobbies to get you easy diamond, easy crim level in ranked, which is crazy to me. But
I just don't like that. I don't like it.
I can respect when you're on controller going to PC and then you go back, because there is a huge jump in skill there.
Mm-hmm.
When you go from one to the other and then back, you kind of notice it more.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
I don't like it. I just don't. I feel like console players should play against controller players, should play against other controller players, and mouse and keyboard players should play with other mouse and keyboard players. See, this is the thing. Like, if they would be like, okay, if they can detect you're on Xbox or PlayStation using a mouse and keyboard, I would be fine if they just put you in mouse and keyboard lobbies. If they put you in PC, like, I would be okay with that. Like, whatever. Like, if you don't have a PC but you want to play mouse and keyboard, fine, go into mouse and keyboard lobbies then.
Yeah,
you should not be able to be in lobbies against controller players.
Yeah, the input difference is just not fair. It's just not.
No, it's not. But with that, we're gonna have to throw it to break here so we can get it over to the College World Series game. With that, we're gonna still be on the stream. So if you want to watch us again, you can watch us on the app, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. But with that, we're gonna be right back into Big Red Esports right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We'll be right back right after this commercial break.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
How many times has the dad in your life complained about being tired and sore and done nothing about it? Why not change things up this year for Father's Day with a gift certificate for a massage from the Body Shop? It's not a day at the golf course or a new tool for the shop, but it is something that can make activities less painful going forward. Get Dad a gift certificate today for Father's Day at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
This is Big Red Esports on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're all back over here. Just recently called out.
Terrell Farley.
Yeah, former Husker. Former Husker to a 1v1 in Call of Duty. I'm open to the rule changes. I'm open to whatever rules we want to set. Radar always on, quick scopes only. I'm down for it. Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do, Farley.
Yeah, whatever map, I'm fine.
He better not back down.
Oh yeah,
that's the one thing.
I'm open. I want to see. I want to see like a hell yeah.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
It's time to sell the house.
Oh, my bad. You're good.
Yeah, time to sell the house.
That's
a crazy one to have like on play. That's funny. Anyway, so radio got sent over to the College World Series, and funny relation. I actually was fortunate enough to go to the last bat at Rosenblatt, way back in that when that was fun. I mean, when that happened, that was really fun though.
Okay.
Went with some family friends, and I mean that's back way when I was a kid. It was South Carolina. I can't remember the other team, but it was South Carolina. I think they won it. But that was a great game. I remember the main thing I remember about it is the insane sunburn I had the back of my neck because we got there really early.
Did you not put sunscreen on?
No, I just turned my cap around. You know,
you got to get sunscreen, man.
I know. Well, I was probably 8. I can't remember what year it was.
You should have been responsible and put it on.
I should have
sunscreen.
I should have been paying my taxes.
You
should have invested in real estate.
Yeah. Why did you not? You've maybe seen those memes. It's like, man, me when I look back and should have been investing in real estate at 10 years old.
Yeah, what I was actually doing, and it's like a quick scoping montage.
It's like, why was I over here wasting my time on Call of Duty when I should have been buying real estate?
Oh, yeah, man, I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
If you could have bought a house, you'd have a lot of money.
I mean, if I had a house at 8, I probably wouldn't be doing this. I'd be like over in Cancun.
Oh, Jaden.
Oh,
so what do you want to end the show on? We got like how long you want to go? Like 8 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to go to a 1.
All right, we can go to 1.
So
it's like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you want to end the show on?
So kind of going back to Call of Duty, which is kind of my thing. And of course, I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys want to comment on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, any of the streams. Happy to answer them in this last 10 minutes or so.
Yep.
But while we're kind of hoping for some of those, I'm going to talk about Call of Duty and the Call of Duty League matches for the day. So we start the day at about 2:30 with Carolina versus Miami. And these a lot of the bottom tier matches, bottom tier, like the middle, to get into top 8. The threshold for that right now, anywhere from 11th place to 5th place is fighting to stay in or get in to champs qualification.
Okay.
So we're in the last stage of online matches, and then we go into a major tournament here in about a couple weeks. We get into a major tournament, and that'll be the last bit of points you can get is that tournament to qualify. So Carolina is right on the bubble. They are sitting at about 8th or 9th.
Okay.
8th or 9th. And depending on if they're in 8th or 9th, if they get in and they have the same points as everybody else in the 7th to 11th spot, they have the tiebreaker. So they end up qualifying if they get anywhere in that range. But they have to, they need more points to really solidify it. So they have a match today and they have a match next week. They play Miami today, which is the Spanish team I was mentioning earlier.
Okay.
And then they play Boston Breach next week. And that's their last online match. Boston Breach is now a world record holder.
Really?
For the most consecutive series losses at 14 in a row.
I thought it was going to be a record like the other way around. Like,
no,
they're setting a good record.
Their gameplay is incredibly bad. It's they got rid of,
to hear.
Yeah, well, they got rid of some of their veteran players that were supposed to kind of bring up this rookie. And when they said, so the veteran players were like, hey, you should bench this rookie, let him play in challengers, kind of find his gameplay a little bit. They ended up canning those guys.
Oh.
And ever since, they've lost every single series that they have been in.
Wow.
Yeah. They get
crazy.
first rounded at tournaments. They have not won a thing, which is just, it's hilarious to me. And I know those players are like just laughing,
But what if it was you, Jaden? What if you were what if you were losing?
What if I was losing 14 matches in a row? Yeah. I'd probably, I know my job's done. I'm gone. I'm probably going back to challengers. I'll do well in challengers, but I might have said, all right, guys, I'm going to go back myself at this point. But yeah.
But that's crazy.
14 in a row is, that's approaching, because of the lack of matches, that's approaching, it is the same level as like the Detroit Pistons and their loss streak. It's approaching that level of comically bad.
That's fine. Like, even if, if the casual player just playing like games, like no casual player is going to lose 14 games in a row.
Oh, you haven't seen me in ranked on day one. That was bad. I got
you lost more than 14. Well, I'm saying like ranked. I'm saying like ranked.
No, ranked.
Oh,
I'm talking ranked.
So
it was day one.
It was day one ranked.
Team. It was day one ranked for this game, and everybody already had their hidden MMR already decided, and of course everybody starts in bronze, right?
Okay, yeah.
Stupid. I'm playing top 250 level players. I'm playing pros. 20 matches in a row I lose, and I'm stuck at like silver 2. Yep. And then I finally start winning. I ruined my MMR for the entirety of the game.
That was the same.
Bad.
Rainbow does the same thing where they reset your rank. So you have a rank, but then you have a hidden rank. So it's like you're playing. So you literally first game of the season, you're copper 5, but you're playing top 200 champs if that's your hidden MMR.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I don't like that.
Yeah.
What happened to like the placement matches where you would play, you'd get your placement matches to figure out where your skill range is, and then you're immediately put in there. Like, I don't like it.
I love placement games.
I do too.
I love that system. It's so much better. I mean, Halo does it, and I love Halo rank for it. Overwatch does it. Yeah. I actually enjoyed mostly enjoyed my my Overwatch placement matches when I did that.
It just makes more sense to me. Like, what is the point of the only reason to put everyone in copper is just so you have to grind more because you have to play more games.
Yeah, well, and it keeps people stuck because then their HSR, their hidden MMR goes down.
Yeah.
To kind of match, but you get saved a little bit because once you actually start winning, it really boosts your gains to match you to where you're supposed to be. So,
But
for example, like I'm probably supposed to be in like the diamond range, so I get to platinum pretty quick, and then it starts to kind of taper, and then that's where I start to kind of go, all right, I'm going to take a step back. I'm fine with platinum. I'm not really like trying to get a rank.
It's bad for the casual player once again because you have to play a certain amount of matches to get back to your rank.
Oh yeah.
So
the penalty in Call of Duty is not bad for losing.
Okay.
Like it's
same with
maximum 30 unless you're like getting 0 kills, 30 deaths and not doing anything for the team in terms of
It's the same thing for Rainbow, but like my friend can be champion and I can like his hidden MMR and his skill range could be champion and I could be gold. And just because I played 100 games and he's played 5, I'm a higher rank than him. That's why like rank is I don't like it. It's literally like you have to play a certain amount of matches to get a decent rank, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah. Well, okay. Besides all that, and going on the tirade about 14 loss streak.
Sorry, we got off topic.
Got a little bit off topic there, but the other thing to note is the top 4 are actually not as there's not as much of a disparity anymore between the skill level of the top 4 and the rest of the league.
Really?
At the beginning of the season, it was really bad, really noticeable.
Yeah.
But now where all the bottom 8 teams, well, okay, bottom 7 because Boston's already guaranteed not to make it, right? So they're kind of gone. But all the rest of the teams have something to fight for. They are trying to keep champs because only top 8 out of the 12 get in. So they have to fight for that 8th or higher spot. And anywhere from 5th to 11th can still make it. And all those matches have been cinema, like absolute cinema, the whole 9 yards. But as a result of this, Optic, which just won the last major, is on a 3-game loss streak in this split.
Not 14.
No, not 3. No, I mean not 14, sure, but for Optic, this is the first time they've been on a 3-loss streak in 2 years. 2 years.
That's crazy.
And it's to the likes of Vegas Legion, and I think it was Gorillas. I think last week.
Gorilla? Winston from Overwatch?
No, not Winston. The other Guerrilla. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. The LA Gorillas. The other gorilla. Yeah.
Sorry, every time I hear gorilla or
it's
monkey,
so hard
I
to
think
differentiate.
Of Winston.
Yeah, I know.
I just hear Winston. That's the first thing that pops. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Winston.
you're fine.
I love Winston.
And then Carolina, who absolutely needed it because now they have a much easier to handle 2 final games. The other thing to note about Carolina, every single match, and they've played 5 matches already in this split. Every single one has gone to a game 5 and has gotten either to round 11 or round 10, which means these matches are going long.
Yeah.
Like every single time. And they start each game with 2-0 score lines. So they almost get reverse swept every single time.
Really?
Yeah. It's hilarious to me how much they're almost getting reverse swept. And then they were on a 3-loss streak on those game 5s. And then they beat Nate Shots, 100 Thieves, last week. And then just yesterday they beat Optic, which huge game for them. And now they play Miami. First game today. I'm already assuming it's going to be a game 5. That starts at 2:30. So I know I'm going to tune into that.
All right.
But yeah, we're nearing the end here.
Yeah. Anything else before we wrap up?
I mean, can I reiterate it? I want that 1v1, man.
Oh, you want
I'm actually like,
okay.
I'm thinking about this a little bit more.
This is the main takeaway from the show is you want the 1v1 with
I want that 1v1. I think we should try to make it a streamed event somehow.
Okay.
Because I'm up for it to be whenever. I'm here whenever, and
Hey.
I think it'd be, at the very least, it could be a really fun thing just to have.
Streaming on 93.7 The Ticket.
Yeah, get like a little bit of radio commentary. I think it'd be funny, right?
Wait, that'd actually be crazy.
It'd be sick, right?
No, that'd be okay.
It'd be cool. It wouldn't have to be some overproduced, crazy thing either. I just want to have a fun,
and you want to beat Farley. Come on.
I want to win. Yeah, you want to be like Farley. I want to win, but I also I just think it'd be a fun, different thing for the show.
So I'm gonna tweet. I'll tweet at Terrell Farley. If he doesn't respond, I'm gonna have to bring it up to work when I see him on Monday. I'm gonna have to bring it up. I'm gonna have to bring it up.
Gonna have to
because I'm not gonna let him duck this 1v1.
No.
He's gonna have to at least acknowledge it.
Of course,
he has to at least acknowledge that this is wanted.
Yeah,
you are calling him out that you want a 1v1.
Yeah, I'm honestly like this is the first time I've done something like this. Like the first time outside of like a quick play, where it's like 1v1 me because of trash talk or something. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope it happens, and I hope we get to have a good time out of it. Kind of have something going on out here.
It'd be fun.
I think it'd be a great time.
All right. Well, that was Big Red Esports. You'll be back next week, same time,
next
12
week,
to
same
1.
time.
And till then,
have a good time. Enjoy esports. There's plenty throughout every single week.
And updates about Rocket League are going to be happening.
Yeah, updates about Rocket League are going to be happening. And we're going to see, hopefully, them really succeed. We get selection. I think selection Sunday tomorrow for the other leagues championship playoffs. So keep on the lookout for that. I got some other posts cooking up on there as well.
All right.
And if you guys have any questions, shoot them our way next week.
Nebraska Esports on Twitter.
Yeah, Nebraska Esports on Twitter. If you got any questions, join the Discord.
All right. Until then, Jaden and I will see you next week on Big Red Esports, same time, 12 to 1. See ya.
Which one is it? I don't know.
That one.
That one.